Hello and happy Boxing Day.
If you're one of our British customers and if you're American like him, then you don't celebrate it, but still, happy Boxing
We
Day.
still for us, Boxing Day is, two big guys in the heavyweight, ring and
Right, and
whatnot.
ours has more sentimental value to it, and it's all about the
But
tradition.
we good.
So,
As an American, we'd like any extra reason to celebrate anything. We're with it. So yeah, happy Boxing
happy
Day,
Boxing
that
Day,
too. Yeah.
guys.
So we want to thank you for joining us for this because this here is where, look, throughout the year, throughout like the whole time we're out there, we get folks that always want to ask us about different things. We get a lot of conversation. We get folks to talk about a lot of different things. So we feel like this here is going to be the platform in which we get to discuss those things. One of the things that we wanted to talk about was basically how the year went down. It was a whirlwind year. We want to thank every one of you for sticking with us through it. And with the madness and the whole 9 yards, but we learned a lot of lessons in it. And so now we appreciate everyone that is being patient with us while we take a pause to figure out what the next steps are, because we have some companies. I don't know if anyone remembers, but we have the companies that are talking to us about doing other things. We have the brand that we've released and the products that we've released and that kind of thing. And they're talking to us about those things, and we want to make the right next steps before
not just for us,
yeah.
for our customers, for the family, for the business. And this year was very much trying to keep everybody happy. So many things were coming all at once, and we bunny hopped from one thing to another to keep consistency and keep flow. And now it's what's best for everything that we've built and for our customers next.
Indeed. Because you guys know how everything happened. Everything that came, we just ran with the wind, and we just went with everything, and tried to do our best with everything that came to us. So now it's the time where we are trying to weigh out what our next moves are going to be, because like for example, one of the things like we learned a big lesson with was like with energy. Everybody, you guys all know what's going on with rising energy costs and that, but
it's the same in business. Whether you have a business that is brick and mortar or a moving business, you're still getting hit with it. It's just which way are you getting hit? And you try to do the best you can to give that, but the prices keep going up and you need to keep serving. And that's what we were not struggling with, but trying to do the best efficiency, so that we didn't have to raise our prices and still keep our customers happy.
And it's more tricky than just what folk are like. The prices go up and that's that. Like for us, everyone remembers when we were at Jaywick Lane, basically we were out in the field. And so the entire energy output was based on what we could put out for everything that happened out there. We did movie nights and, drive-through movies and all kind of things, and as a result, there was a lot of power that we needed to supply, right? And so long story short, that ended up being that we had to get the big Jenny that was loud. When we left there, went to the brace, we learned at the brace that, okay, we didn't need as much power output as that thing supplied, but what we needed was to save up enough to buy. We had a solar output, solar thing with batteries and that. that we left. We used to use it at Jaywick Lane as well, in together with the generator, but alone it wasn't enough to supply what we needed. But we learned at the brace that we needed another solar panel and more batteries, and that we'd be able to go completely silent without the Jenny. So you guys all know how that turned out there. So before you know it, we were scrambling. We went to the Burr, and when we got to the Burr, we had the plan to get completely silent, but then the council stuff happened, and these guys basically forced us to spend more money on making the Jenny silent, even though I was explaining to the officer that
we were trying to save the money to buy solar and do what we needed, so we were
go completely silent. No need for that, but no,
had to be done within
they wanted
10
us to spend,
and...
so they made us spend the extra money on the Jenny to make it silent, in which we had one of our mates come through to help with the box, and not just help, he like completely built this thing like on his own free time. My man Farrell, all right, on his own free time was like built this box, but still it ended up being that saved like hundreds of pounds, but we still had to spend on other gear, wires and fans and all this stuff to make it completely silent.
Everything.
But before you knew it, you guys, like I said, you guys all saw what happened, but it was just one thing after another, and just that by itself, just the cost of energy by itself, just made all the other things that you normally deal with like exponentially trickier. So, it was just like, okay, when we had the ability to pull it off the road, get back in front of the house and do a reset,
it was definitely much needed. It gives you time to be able to focus on the menu, the products you want to put out, the extra stuff you want to do, like the brand with the, the hot jerk and everything like that. And if we were still trying to just concentrate on the energy, we wouldn't have had time to be able to do that. So this is the perfect time to come back
and
reanalyze everything. Yeah. And figure out, okay, end of the year, everybody was calming down anyway. Come home and take care of customers, but at the same time, where we want to then go forward.
So again, that's like I said, that's like the brief rundown about the year, on again why we're thankful to be able to take this next step. So now in this next step, right, one of the main things most people like, the number one question that we get hit with all the time is, how did you two meet? When folk are like, oh, you're really American. And they're like, oh, well, you're really British. Like, where are you from?
And then I say Kingston, and they say, what, Jamaica?
Yeah.
And I say,
no. She says more than Kingston.
Kingston upon Thames, Surrey, is where I'm originally from. Yeah. That's home. But, it's a big difference from there to here. But we were lucky.
I trip out off of people's reactions
to that. We met through work, and it was able to...
That postcode envy is real out here, yo. Like, oh. Like, oh. All right.
I love a bit of Kingston, me, but people say, "Oh, you're from that side of town," but it isn't all. There are very nice places in Kingston, but
folk anyway. So they be like, "How did I end up out here, right in Kingston?" So basically, long story short, for those of you that haven't heard it, I was a remote specialist tech in the States, and used to work for a company that made parts for our military F-16s. And she was a supervisor for the company. And when that company needed like overhauling on their systems and whatnot, there were only a couple of techs in the States that had both the clearance and the spec sheet in order to get the gig. Long story short, I got pulled for the gig. I think because I was the closest one. I was in New York. Anyway, I need someone on the other end to, push buttons and this, that, and the other, and connect this, that, and tell me what you
That was me.
see. And that was her, right? So now me, when I'm on a gig like this or remote, I'm trying to get this done and over with as fast as possible, especially when it's something that can be 2 hours or it can be 6 hours, right? Depending on how competent or how clicking, how many clicks and how whatever. So I want to get this done, right? Because the money you get paid is the same, all right? Regardless how long it takes, right? Right. So I get this one on the other line and I'm like, oh, okay, can you do this? Can you do this? And she's like lovely and nice and the whole Brit polite. I'm from New York. I'm like, yeah, I'm not with all that. I'm like, listen, time is money. Money is time, right? After a couple of this, that, and the other, she's like, I gotta go take a tea break. I'm like, yo, listen, what's this with this tea break business,
This
man?
is when
Right?
the first reality of how different the States are to the UK. I was like, yeah, I'm authorized for a 15-minute
I'm like,
tea
yo,
break.
yo, you on the clock right now? I'm like, yo, I'm gonna call your boss and tell him you messing around. She's like, yeah, listen, this is tea time, yo. Y'all need to find out. Call him. You know what I mean? He's probably on tea time
tea
too,
break
right? You know what I mean?
I was going for my cup of coffee.
So anyway, after enough of this, right? I get used to the time and the schedule and whatnot. After a couple of weeks, the gig's over. She's like, I'm like signing off. Listen, it was lovely to work with you, Nahoti. She's like, how about I come to New York and teach you about this tea break, the English, tea break thing. I'm thinking she's totally jerking my chain, totally pulling my leg, right? Mind you, I live like 5 minutes from JFK. So I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm 5 minutes from JFK. Let me know when you at the airport. I'll come pick you up. She's like, all right, bet, right?
So I did.
Right. Little while later, the phone rings. I'm like, hello? She's like, yeah, I thought you was going to be at JFK. I'm like, where the hell are you? She's like, I'm at JFK. You said you. I was like, oh, shit.
Just for the record, I would like to stress I did not go on my own. Just in case.
Yeah, wait.
I took my
mom
We
dude
went
shows
for the
up, right?
weekend,
Yeah, listen, right, yeah. Look,
did a bit of shopping.
okay, full disclosure. Before she comes, she's like, yeah, listen, I'm coming down there to come and check you out. I'm like, oh, yeah, because, from England, right? I'm like, oh, yeah, all right, yeah, sure, let me know when you get there, right? Her mother gets on the phone, right? Her mom's is like, who is this? This is, I'm like, my name is, yeah, blah. She's like, her mom's is like, oh, you're the guy in New York, right? I'm like, yeah. Her mom's is like, listen, don't be playing with my daughter on the phone. I was like, come on, lady. I'm like, what are you talking about, right? I'm like, listen, I said something fly, like, look, if I was going to be playing around with somebody, I wouldn't be having to reach all the way into England in order to be doing it, okay? And her mom was like, yeah, all right. And I got the feeling like her mom was like wanted to punch me in the face or something, right? But her mom was like, yeah, all right. And I was like, what was that about? She's like, never mind, just never mind this. So when she calls me from JFK, right, like, yeah, I'm at JFK, I roll up, her mom's is right there, sir. Mom Dukes. Her mom's is like, yeah.
That's how we do it.
Her mom's is like, yeah, what was you talking about? I was like, hey, I put my arm out, like, hey, listen, I got two beautiful women that flew all the way from England to see me. Let's go. I put one arm here, and it was on and cracking, and it was lovely ever since.
Ever since. So now we are where we are now.
We were first back and forth a lot. All right, because since she came to the States, I was like, listen, I want to see the, what was it, the Wall of Aden, the one in Scotland, the Wall of Aden.
I think so.
I wanted to see the wall, all the stuff that I read about, Stonehenge and stuff. I was like, listen, I want to eat British food. I need to see this. I need to see that. So the first thing that happened, they came down, spent like a week, and then like a week or so later, I flew up. A little while later, I came to England. And now I was like, listen, I want British food. I want this. I stepped off the plane at Heathrow, and I stepped off the plane at Heathrow something in the evening. Went to bed, got up early in the morning. Her mother was like, right, let's go. Me and you, come on. Right? I'm like, okay. Out the door, crack early in the morning, right? And mom's is taking me to the local cafe. She's like, this is the cafe in Kingston. It's called Fat Boys. I'm like, oh, all right, right? We walk through the door, right? Mom's is like, comes through the door. Mom's is like, oi, this one here, fresh from America, full English. Let's go. Dude looked, nodded.
That was it. And I think if I'm right, that was Eric. Eric owned Fat Boys. And yeah, everybody in Kingston knows Eric. Fat Boys has been there since I was a kid, and I even worked there. That's why when we decided to do Angie's, that's where I got my knowledge from. Eric taught me everything, and him and the family became my Turkish family, and it was only right to introduce him to a full English from Eric and the fellas, Ralph and everybody, and that was how it was done.
Y'all already know what happened, right? Because the plate that landed before me was like, yo, I was like, this is whoa, yeah.
And he's been hooked on a bit of British ever since.
That's it. All right. So, listen, one of the things that did it for me was seeing black pudding on the plate. Because back home, that's an issue. Like, it's a Caribbean thing. And most Americans see black pudding and kind of bug a little bit. They tweak and they start going all kind of, having all kind of like contusions. And yeah, I mean, what is this? The ones that have been exposed to Caribbean folk kind of get it and whatnot, but it's mostly islanders that really, really like it. You know what I mean? And so here to see that was like a thing like a classic, like,
it wasn't
British
considered
breakfast.
A delicacy.
That was like, I thought that was a very positive sign. I was like, I think I'm gonna like it here in the UK. So that's what started the whole thing. And then again, like, we lived in Kingston. I flew back and forth for a while because I still had a job back home, and like I was working for my brother's company and doing other contractual landscaping work because I was still folk back home consider a landscape foreman and doing things here. You guys, I don't even like discussing what you guys call it out here, because you guys have this habit of being like, oh, he's a gardener. You say that back home and you liable to get shot, all right? Like, gardeners are gardeners. They do the flowers and whatnot, all right? Well, we're landscapers, okay? And we don't go clip the flowers and all that. That's the gardeners that do that, all right? We're the guys that you walk up, and if your house has this land that's sloped like this and you don't want it sloped like that, you want that hill removed, and like, you call us, and we like rearrange how the earth and the stars align around your property. Okay, that's a little bit more than gardening. So, but what I did like was when you guys are like, oh, he's a tree surgeon. We like, ooh.
Because they don't have that name out in the States. He thinks he's, he's Mr. Top of the range when you call him a sea truck.
Because in the whole landscaping thing, that's where my skills are extra nice. Like, yeah, I'm the tree guy in the crew. So, and they're like, oh, he's a tree surgeon. I'm like, yes, I like that one, yeah.
So that's why, as well, you see him always with a chainsaw, always chopping wood. It's like, it's in his nature just to be out there. The only difference is that he's not doing it hanging, 10 feet off the ground. And he's doing it on the sturdy floor. But that is, in the States, that's what he's known for.
Yeah. So that's why the whole chopping wood thing is, a natural, and that whole thing for me and all. And where, my knowledge of smoking came from, and back home, it all stems from that, right? So I'm hoping we, I guess, answered the first lot of questions for our first YouTube episode.
That's our little welcome to us. Christmas time, we're winding down.
Yeah.
I guess the next ones will be explaining where we're going moving forward.
Yeah.
And then anything you want to ask us, we will be happy to answer.
You guys hit us up.
And as well, along the way, we'll give you some stories of, things that I did when I went to America that totally got me confused, that he ripped the, out of me, and things he did over here or shocked him that I laughed at. And it's been a learning curve for both of us to know that.
Yes, we sell bottles with the juice, the water's already in the bottle.
They don't sell squash. I just don't get it. There's no squash in the States. But anyway, that's for another day, because I'm still haunted by the fact that they don't have squash.
Don't worry, I got my comeuppance when I came over here and took a squig out of a bottle of squash. All right, don't trip.
But still, we'll fill you all in with that. So if, if there's stuff you guys want to know, stuff you want to ask, whether it's our look on things, it can be about anything. We don't say, we don't talk about this, we won't talk about that. We're happy to talk about whatever. The race, anything, different lives, different backgrounds, anything. Yeah. And that's what made us us. But in the meantime, we want to thank you all very much for your support this year, especially with us moving around, your patience. For understanding, for being great customers, great friends, and for just, on times when maybe you saw us look or feel a little defeated, for sticking with us, supporting us,
and coming through with you guys all saw when madness came at us, and when it did, the way every last one of you stepped up
and helped and supported.
If I started spitting out names now, I feel like I'd be in trouble, because I wouldn't have time to spit out everybody. Yeah. You know what I mean? But all of you came, what's going on? Who, what,
and
what?
You were all supportive no matter what we did, where we went, and constantly asking us, where are you? Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
What are you? And giving it on days when we were grinding and had burnt ourselves out 10 days in a row or whatever, making it, coming to us and us seeing why we do it.
Yeah.
You guys made it all worthwhile. Yeah. So thank you for this past year. Thank you for the past almost 3 years now. And
for making us affirm that these companies now want to talk to.
Yeah.
The only reason why they want to talk to us is because of all of y'all.
Yeah, and that's not forgotten.
You know what I mean?
Definitely not forgotten.
That's the only reason why they want to talk to us, is because they hoping that all of y'all gonna come along. So, okay, that's not lost on me. That's not lost on us. And again, I want to thank you guys very much for that. So again, we're gonna end this episode of our YouTube #1 together.
Yep.
Right? And if y'all want to see more of her, y'all just say so, because I know it's really about the Yank. That's what y'all want to see, right?
And I let him believe that, because...
Yeah, I'm saying. You know what I mean? The number of times people come and be like, oh, I love to hear you talk. I could just listen to you talk all the time. I'm like, all right, well, here we go. So, you know what I mean? I'm out here.
That's
right.
It. So on that note,
that was a shot, because all the kids, listen, all the little kids, right? I'm gonna say it now. We get 1,000 little young ones come to the thing. She's always in there cooking. I'm the one out there entertaining, keeping them happy, keeping them cool. Yeah, but when they leave, all they got to say is "Bye, Ange."
CRT. How do you do it? I said, I feed them, I give them drinks, I give them chocolate.
I'm running around, high-fiving.
No, that's
playing with the cars, the trucks. They leave out of here. They don't want to know about rock. They be
No, bye-bye, Angie. Bye-bye, Angie. And I love it. And without them, on the days when I'm tired and I smell like sausage, bacon, and everything else, them smiling and saying, bye-bye, Angie. I'll see you soon is so rewarding.
Yeah.
So thank you.
So just saying, if y'all want to give some extra love to the to the Yank, go for it, right? Yeah, I'm wide open for it. So on that note, right?
Happy Boxing Day.
Happy Boxing Day. Happy New Year.
And yes,
We'll see you again on the next round.
Take care, guys.